Hello, this is David, and today I'm going to be soloing Storm Shield Defense number 7. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started, and then I'll walk you through how I set these things up. I had numerous people ask me how I run, how I solo the higher level Twin Peak Storm Shield defenses. So I thought I'd go ahead and put together a video. As you can tell, I'm using Harper as my main hero, and the reason is for that is because of the traps. It extends the number of uses of the traps, also speeds up the rate at which the traps fire off. And then for support, I actually have the Ninja Assassin to give me more energy, because a key point of this is being able to get where you need to as fast as possible and to get that base down as fast as possible, which I admit every once in a while I do forget. And then the other support, I got Super Base Kyle just to give me regeneration power on the base. Standardly, I would be running around right now. I've set this up pretty much after Storm Shield Defense 3 or 4. You always get attacked from the exact same direction on the first wave. And so I set this up where I can defend it without doing anything but put down my base. And then I go and build up the areas that are normally covered up by the Storm Shield. This area is very difficult for soloing and building. The reason for that, if you haven't been into Twine Peaks yet, is you're on a volcano, and the volcano has fireballs shooting out that hit generally the same areas. And like this, you got a big gap between my ceiling launchers out there and before my tunnel begins. And the reason for that, you'll see it right here. That is great timing. Lava ball comes in and just destroys everything that's there. I have a lot of mobs going around to this other side. I'm going to have to work on that, but hopefully it can hold out for 2 minutes. It always has before. Of course, the one time I'm doing a video will probably be the one time I'm proven wrong on that. And to give a little bit more support, I noticed the base wasn't quite reaching over there. I put in these wood floors just to make the base extend out a little further. And hopefully they'll take those out. Got somebody trying to get to me. Just checking the map to see what kind of spread it is. Higher levels you go, the more you will have mobs just kind of wandering around all over the place. I even find that there will be mobs attacking other amplifiers, even though it's not the amplifier they're supposed to be on. Got a minute left to go. That is taking a lot of damage, but it looks like it's killing off most of the mobs. For building on the east side, and actually I'll do a video on how I set up all my defenses. But for here, there's a few that always come around this side, so I have 2 launchers over there that throw them down into the water. And we got about 30 seconds left. Also, I have ran this 3 or 4 times now. While I was able to solo 4 of the first 6 Storm Shield defenses without issues or problems. And the 6th one I ran on the first try. And I got a video of that with a graphic glitch on it, so I may post it later. This 7 one has been royal pain. Really much more difficult, which I kind of enjoy because at this point in the game it's pretty well over what I can do in game. So this is a good way to keep busy in Fortnite. I know where they're coming from each time, but the waves are different. I need to get my base set up. Prior to starting the video, I placed 5 defenders on this area, and I'll show you that in a second. Never used defenders until Storm Shield Defense number 6, and they did an amazing job. And I have them up here in a shooting gallery, so when everything comes in, hopefully they will be taking them out. I didn't shoot anything on the first wave just to show you that one can be done without any support. But I will be taking pot shots with my RPGs every once in a while just to make sure I don't lose too many pieces of metal or traps, because I'm getting kind of tired of replacing them all. That is one issue that I have been having, is that all the traps look good. I try to pan over them to see how many charges they have left, and they don't always give me a number. And then I'll start the thing, and sure enough, 2 or 3 uses and it's gone. Sometimes smashers come over here. Usually there's 3 of them that kind of just wander over. Usually defenses are good enough. I really need to change out that weapon if I'm going to be shooting distance. I hear lobbers. Hear a lot of stuff over here. Let's see what we got going on. You can hear him shooting. There he is. So there's the smasher. And the traps are doing a job. I'm knocking them back, but mainly it seems to be these guys up here. They seem to be doing the most most damage. One thing, I have never used tire trap before. And I had an area that was 3 tiles high that I didn't have anything on. So I said, hey, let's give it a try. And already this trap is gone. Let's get that. And that's, I was debating on gadgets. Always like my slow field. But whether to do the flag or the heal. But I often get trapped in these tunnels because they really don't have much space in them. Trying to run around replacing traps, and the heals do end up saving my life a lot of times. So I know a lot of people love the flag, but I kind of prefer to have the heal for getting in there. Well, uh-oh. Saw stuff where I did not want to see it. What? It's showing up there. And what the heck? Taking damage. It's like somebody stuck inside. Hey, where did this guy come from? And actually, that is one thing I noticed. Smashers will just kind of randomly spawn anywhere. Not many of them, just a few. There was actually a slanted piece there before. Oh, this was going so well. Alright, let's do that first. Oh, the problem is you're going to have smashers destroying the back half of this and nothing getting through the trap area. Usually this stops them cold. But evidently that smasher didn't get the message. Alright. Yep, this is not good. They're going to do some serious damage here in the back half. And as long as they stay away from the trap tunnel, I actually should be okay. Unfortunately, yeah, they're going to take out that. We got 100 left to go. And I'm just running through here to speed up the die-in a bit. Make sure the traps are good before going to finish off those smashers. Another trap fail. Alright, so the back half of this, not so good. Front half, excellent. And let's just slow those guys down as much as I can. Got 45 left to go. These guys are all up here shooting. Got 5 of them. You get your 3 standard, and then through your skill progression, right now you can only do 2 more, but they're actually slotted to do up to 5 more. 10 left to go. Alright, the back half, as I said, not too good. But the trap tunnel actually held up pretty... Oh, no. Okay. One thing, running around here, big thing is you got to move fast. The other thing is you got to try not to end up in the lava. And ending up in the lava is kind of an easy thing to do. I will admit I have gone there once or twice. This one, amplifier, has been one gigantic pain. They can come from 3 different directions, and it does change. It's always this amplifier for the 3rd wave, but as I said, they can change what direction they come from. And oh, it helps if you hit the right button. Alright. Nope, they're coming through areas they're not supposed to be coming through. Oh, that's why. I'm not sure if I can still save this or not, but I just learned a valuable piece of information. So they're going down where they should now. You can hear the propane tanks. Propane tanks should not be going off. There's no reason for them to be going off. Now, I had set up a basically just a wall defense to get everything going into my trap tunnel. But since it was untested over here, I discovered that it was in the spawn point and it blew up that wall. Now, fortunately, it looks like it's under control there. Things are going through where they're supposed to over here. But I did hear, whoa, that is not good. Alright, I need to get over. Alright, let's go ahead. Get my defenders here helping out, otherwise I'm toast. I still got 3 minutes to go. Hopefully got the defenders set up where they won't be shooting the propane tanks, but hey, you never know. Alright. Whoa, yep. They're blowing up stuff. Alright. I'm not sure how successful this is going to be, but I do want to keep going because hopefully I can learn more in case I have to do it again. Whoa. Oh, it wasn't done setting up. All right. Yeah, it's getting all blown up. Let's go check it out. But time's running down. So there is hope. This is a waterfall effect. They come out, they go there, and then go down to the last one. I actually thought they would be blowing those up, but so far, halfway surviving. And the thing is, you literally have to do 2 tunnels because they come around both ways. I tried to block it off so they wouldn't. Didn't work. And once again, they pounded through. So I got to figure out a way to deal with that. Problem with a lot of this is that lava strikes all throughout here. Those great big molten lava balls. Okay, I need to get moved. Oh. Alright, 1 death. And it looks like my defenders are going to get me to actually finish this. Or maybe not. They're definitely doing some damage. Oh, that ain't good. But there's 30 seconds left. Nothing got through here. This one worked excellent. This one, I definitely got to do some changes. But fortunately, now I know what the spawn is. So I can make that happen. Hey, hey. Lava. Alright. And if you haven't noticed yet, they seem to intentionally set it up that you are running from one end to the other end every single amplifier. So once again, that's why I was kind of focused on having more energy in order to get where I needed to be. On that last wave, it would have helped a lot to have had my defenders down even just a few seconds earlier. Alright. So hang out here until I get my base going. For the 6th wave, this was the final one with smashers and propanes. And I made it all the way to the last 50 seconds, and then I said, hey, I'm going to go clear out some with RPG, and I hit way out at the spawn point. Didn't matter. Propane tanks went off in a daisy chain all the way up to this tunnel here, and I won, but it was kind of ugly. Alright, these guys are actually, oops, running low on ammo. Looks like a few are getting a little bit close. Ammo. Somebody said it got him. That is not good. Get him up there. Confirm. For the last wave, I probably don't need any defenders. I'm running low on ammo now. Hey, how you doing? That is one thing I was worried about. Things just seem to randomly spawn on the higher waves. Come on. At different locations. Plus you got flingers throwing things around. So I put a defender up on top. And here is everything coming through. Why is somebody beating on that? There's no reason for that. Okay, we got a trap out down there. Ooh. And I hear takers. Yeah, I don't like you. Go away. One thing, when I was running these tunnels, originally I did all freeze traps with gas traps on top, which I absolutely love. Do great damage. The problem is the freeze traps cannot make it all the way through the mission. So you end up having all your defenses go away and you have to run through the tunnel to replace them all. And so I started changing them all out now, back for good old-fashioned spike traps, which never run out. Alright. And whoa, somebody is coming through there. Never had that before. Get me out of that. Hit the button I actually wanted. Never had anything try to bust through there before. Oh, got one guy. Somebody over here. And yeah, that is just one guy slowly beating through the wall over there. And unfortunately, with me going around here, I draw everything to me. Down to 200. So we shall see. And this is why people tell me I should have had the flag so I could respawn right there. Alright, down to 183. And we are back. Let's see. Never had a big problem with flingers on this one. Not flingers, yeah, flingers. Doing damage there. Yeah. Let's try that again. Alright. But nothing is getting through the tunnel. Defenders look a little bored. And they are. Oh, he goes down the pit. Whoa! They are not supposed to be going through there. And there's one way to take care of that. And that is hopefully to open a window so the defenders can't, oh, nope, I put a trap on it. Over here I got windows, so if anything comes close, they can take them out. And on Storm Shield Defense number 6, I mentioned before how things at the higher levels just seem to randomly spawn. I had smashers over on this side in an area there's no access to without them smashing through other stuff. So, alright. Oh, I should have been watching the time better. I got a long run to do. Do a quick heal. Alright, this one is a really weird one. It is located over a lava pit, basically on a bridge. Whoa, don't want to go too far. A T-section bridge, and you're right at the middle of that T-section. So basically this is all pushers and launchers. Wait. Hold it. Something's very different here. Where are those things? Oh, never had them come through this way. Built up massively other areas. And it was always there. Yep, we got propane tanks, so I guess I won't be doing too much with the RPG anymore. Get that down. Alright. I've actually, as I said, I've run this before, I think 4 times, and they always came from the west. This time they're coming from the north, which definitely does not have as much defense. Traps and stuff set up. And of course it has to be nature, which is really good at bashing metal. So I gotta hope my traps hold out for 700 more kills. And I'm just trying to figure out their spawn point. Obviously I need to put up defenses over here. And what's going on is that I put a bunch of launchers over here and they're throwing them down into the lava. And then over here there's a few places on land they can get through, but that forces them through a maze of launchers. And yeah, seems to be knocking around pretty good. No, he's gonna throw the propane. He's throwing the propane. Shoot. Alright. Do some quick healing. The problem is trying to do healing without drawing propane tanks at myself. Actually, we need to change that. Nope. There. Alright, traps are still holding up. I believe they started around 800. Now are down, almost done to under 600. I just have a real basic trap tunnel up here. I did not expect them to come around this way. But whatever you expect, it usually does something different. I do want to do a shout out to my son Steven, whose gaming videos help inspired my daughter to do her gaming videos, which have now inspired me to do my gaming videos. And as I've always said, a family that kills zombies together stays together. So, okay. We are still doing good, amazingly. I'm trying to look for a point where there's a little bit of gap in the propane tanks that I can go down and throw a slow field. But I'm probably going to have to hold up until I'm desperate with my launchers failing and have to go replace everything and just hope for the best. They're still trying to get back up and around. Fortunately, I built up this side really strong and it seems to be working. Nobody's getting to the actual amplifier except for that one propane tank. Here comes another one. Oh shoot, I got too close. Heal, heal, and base down. I hate standing back. I want to get in there and fight, but with propane tanks, that is never a good idea. So I will continue to try to stay back, at least to the point that I can still check the launchers. Because right now we're just almost at the halfway point on killing these things. And really just have to hope the launchers hold out. I don't want to step on that. Get out here. And right now I'm trying to build a theory or a plan on how I'm going to get in there to do the launch pads once they start failing. And I'll probably run up to this trap tunnel up here, throw down a slow field, and then run down, change everything. I'm probably going to get some propane tanks. I just got to hope that I can do it fast enough for the thing to survive. But we're at 336, and once again I will do a video on how I built all this up. Originally, the Storm Shield defense shield was one tile off the amplifier here, so all this I had to build up just by running over here while that first part was running. Freeze traps done there. Not going to risk everything for one freeze trap, but somebody's getting through over there, which is worrisome because if they can get that close, they're definitely going to be... Oh, holy cow. All right, it's time for me to do something dangerous. Oh yeah, that is all gone. All right. Come on. All right. Hop back up. And I actually survived that. Need one down there. Where are we at? 240. Since the slow field's still going, I'm gonna chance it. But they're all heading over there. And I know it looks really strange with all these tiles, all the 45 degrees. But in order to get around in this very small area and be able to go up and down as I need to, they actually work extremely well. Ooh. All right, we're down to 200, so 3/4 of the way done with this. My trap tunnel is, my first one is pretty much totally devoid of all traps. They've gone off so many times. But to me, it's just not worth the risk to go in there and redo those. Unfortunately, that one I still need to do. Let me double check what I got over here. Ah, shoot. Okay. Let me see if I can get in there. Whoa. I don't know why they're not bashing this wall here. I'm happy they're not. Not going to argue with them. Yeah. It actually seemed like a lot fewer smashers towards the end here. Not seeing propane. I got 24 sec. Oh, hey! See, that's why you don't say things like, I don't see propane, because then somebody throws some at you. All these down here, actually they're getting all used up. We got 130 left. And I don't know where they're... Oh, they're coming up on this backside. How in the heck? I guess I was... I don't see anything that caused this damage. Yeah, I got no answer on where 4 of my walls suddenly disappeared to. But geez, they're all launcher. I need to go in and replace them down here. There's hardly any new mobs coming in. Oh, shoot. Alright, we're gonna get stupid. Come on, shoot them off. All right. All right, what do we got down here? I got propane. They're walking in the lava. That is not right. 82. Once again, the majority of these are over here. Can't do anything because there's propane tanks. One of the hardest things to do is to be patient. Unfortunately, he's gonna blow stuff up. Oh, once again, it survives it. Actually, I'll head back up here as long as it doesn't get blown up. Yeah, the problem is we got all these mobs down here that need to be killed. But if I shoot them, or RPG, all those tanks will go off. But it seems like they're throwing the tank, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to take them out. It's only metal. I can rebuild. And 18, 15. I am going to make this through this. Obviously, everything did not go perfect on the, a few of the amplifiers. Have things get through a little bit more. But hey, that's part of it. Thank you, and thanks Stephen and Jamie. I have beat 7.